The peaceful morning began with soft sunlight filtering through the lush green trees, painting a dreamlike picture of nature. Anna Wilson, a young teacher, stepped out of her small house to enjoy the fresh morning air. For her, these tranquil moments by the lakeside were the perfect remedy after stressful hours of teaching. The lake near her home was her favorite spot, a place where she could immerse herself in nature and let her mind find peace. This morning was no exception. Anna donned a light jacket and carried a small book to read when she paused for a break. The area around the lake was truly serene. Birds chirped melodiously in the tall trees, blending with the soft rippling of the water under the gentle breeze to create a soothing symphony of nature. The lake's surface was as clear as a mirror, reflecting the pale golden sunlight and the fluffy drifting clouds. Anna paused for a moment to take a deep breath, her eyes scanning the scenery around her, her heart feeling light and calm. As she walked along the lakeshore, an unusual sound suddenly caught her attention. It wasn't a natural sound of the area. Anna frowned, listening more intently. A faint, weak whimper reached her ears, almost drowned out by the wind. She quickly moved toward the source of the sound and discovered a small puppy trapped on a fallen tree branch near the edge of the lake. Its fur was soaked and muddy, and its round eyes were filled with fear. The puppy whimpered, trying to move but unable to free itself from the branch pressing against its small body. Anna didn't hesitate. Her compassionate heart wouldn't allow her to stand by and do nothing. Carefully, she stepped down to the water's edge, where the muddy ground made every step precarious. She stretched her arm toward the puppy, but it was just out of reach. Determined not to give up, Anna grabbed a nearby stick, hoping to gently push the branch off the puppy so it could free itself. However, as she applied force, the muddy ground beneath her feet suddenly gave way. Anna lost her balance and fell into the lake. The icy water startled Anna. She tried to paddle to steady herself, but the muddy bottom made everything more difficult. In that moment, she thought about the little puppy still trapped, refusing to let fear overcome her. She pushed herself to swim closer to the fallen branch. Her trembling hands finally reached the puppy. She lifted it high above the water to keep it dry and slowly began to wade back to the shore. When she finally reached solid ground, Anna was exhausted. Her entire body was soaked and cold. But in her arms, the little puppy was safe. It shivered, snuggling against her for warmth. Anna removed her jacket and wrapped it around the puppy to help it warm up. Looking into its small, grateful eyes, she felt an unspoken gratitude, and her heart overflowed with happiness. In that moment, despite her exhaustion and the chill, Anna felt incredibly fortunate to have had the chance to save a small life. She decided to take the puppy home and care for it until it recovered. On her way back, the sun began to shine more brightly, as if celebrating her brave act. A peaceful morning had turned into a memorable experience in Anna's life, where kindness and determination created a beautiful story amidst the poetic natural setting. Anna struggled in the icy water, feeling her strength slowly drain away. Her body trembled, and her arms grew weaker with each attempt to swim toward the shore. The cold seeped into her muscles, making every movement sluggish and heavy. In her mind, worry for the little puppy remained constant. She couldn't leave it behind, couldn't let any life suffer further. In what seemed like a hopeless moment, something unexpected happened. The little puppy, once trapped on the branch, suddenly thrashed more vigorously. With a fierce survival instinct, it broke free and plunged into the lake. Anna caught sight of its movement out of the corner of her eye. The tiny dog, its eyes wide with fear but filled with determination. Swam toward her and clung to her shoulder as if finding the only safe place amidst the freezing water. Anna's protective instincts surged. She used the last of her strength to hold the puppy securely, ensuring it wouldn't drift away. Each second felt like an eternity. But Anna didn't give up. She focused all her remaining energy on pushing herself and the puppy closer to the shore. Though her arms were numb and her body felt like it might collapse, her willpower refused to let her stop. When she finally reached the shore, Anna collapsed, her breathing heavy and her body utterly exhausted. The little puppy, still clinging to her, shivered as much as she did. Both seemed to have narrowly escaped the clutches of danger. In that moment, Anna couldn't hold back her tears. They were not just tears of exhaustion but also of relief and gratitude for their survival. Anna looked at the small dog in her arms. It was curled up, its fur soaked and filthy. But its eyes held a strange trust. She gently stroked it, whispering soothing words. "We're safe now. Everything is okay." At that moment, an idea came to her mind. She decided to name the little dog Lucky because they had truly been fortunate to survive. In the days that followed, Anna devoted herself to caring for Lucky with all her love and patience. At first, Lucky was very timid. It often cowered in a corner, trembling at loud noises or the sight of strangers. Its eyes always seemed to avoid contact, as if fearing anyone could hurt it. Anna understood that the harsh experience Lucky had endured left deep scars on its small soul. But she wasn't discouraged. She knew that time and love could heal even the deepest wounds. Anna started with small gestures. She spent time sitting near Lucky, letting it grow accustomed to her presence. She whispered gentle words and offered it tasty treats to encourage it to come closer. At first, Lucky kept its distance, sometimes hesitant but no longer fleeing. Day by day, it began to open up. Slowly, it would edge closer to Anna, occasionally pressing its head lightly against her hand as if seeking comfort. As Lucky began to feel safe, Anna introduced it to the outside world. She took Lucky for walks around the lake, the very place where they had faced their perilous ordeal. At first, it was still a bit frightened. But with Anna's encouragement, Lucky grew more confident. She noticed the change in its eyes, no longer filled with fear but with trust and affection. Over time, Lucky transformed from a timid puppy into a loyal and loving companion. It stuck close to Anna, sometimes playfully engaging in small antics that made her laugh. The two developed a special bond built on trust and love. For Anna, Lucky wasn't just a dog she had rescued but a testament to the power of perseverance and compassion. One sunny morning, Anna decided it was time to help Lucky face his greatest fear, water. To Anna, the lake was not only a place of peace but also the starting point of her special bond with Lucky. But she knew that for Lucky, the lake evoked memories of panic and danger. That was why she wanted to help him overcome this fear, so he could truly enjoy freedom and joy. Anna prepared thoroughly before bringing Lucky to the lake. She brought a towel, a few small toys that Lucky loved, and a bag full of treats he couldn't resist. As they approached the lake, Lucky began showing signs of anxiety. He stopped a few meters from the water's edge, his legs trembling, and started barking incessantly. Anna sat down next to him, placing a calming hand on his body. "It's okay, Lucky," she whispered, her gentle voice aimed at dispelling all his fears. Seeing the worry in Lucky's eyes, Anna remembered her own childhood. The first time she learned to swim. The sight of the deep water terrified her just as much as it terrified Lucky now. She began to share that story with him. As if he could understand. Lucky. I was afraid of water too. When I was little. I stood at the edge of a pool. So scared that I couldn't step in. But then I decided to try. Little by little. And I realized water wasn't something to fear. It just takes patience and courage to overcome it. Lucky seemed to listen. Or at least Anna felt he did. He stopped barking. His wide eyes fixed on her. Anna knew that patience and love could change everything. She didn't push Lucky, she simply sat there. Stroking him and letting him decide the next move. Gradually. Lucky took a small step forward. Then another. Each time he moved closer to the water's edge. He glanced back at Anna. As if to ensure she was still there. When Lucky reached the water's edge. Anna stood up. Smiling and encouraging him. Good job. Lucky. I knew you could do it. She crouched down. Touched the water's surface. And splashed it gently to show him it wasn't scary. Lucky cautiously extended one paw. Dipping it into the water. The cool sensation made him flinch slightly. But Anna was there. Cheering and comforting him. After a moment of hesitation. Lucky tried stepping in with another paw. His small body trembled. But he continued. Anna knelt beside him. Placing a reassuring hand on his shoulder. And dipped her feet into the water too. Creating a sense of safety. Lucky began to get accustomed to the sensation of water touching his body. He tried taking a few steps in the shallow water. His eyes gradually losing their fear and replacing it with curiosity. Anna couldn't hide her joy as she watched Lucky slowly overcome his fear. She pulled out a toy from her bag and lightly tossed it into the water right in front of him. He looked at the toy. Hesitated for a moment. And then bravely stepped forward to retrieve it. When Lucky picked up the toy and returned to the shore. His tail began wagging. A clear sign of pride. Anna smiled. Opened her arms to welcome him. And showered him with praise. You're amazing. Lucky. I knew you could do it. For the first time. Lucky felt the joy of being in the water. He even waited a few more steps. Each time venturing a bit farther from the shore. That morning. Anna and Lucky explored the shallow waters around the lake together. Anna let Lucky experiment freely but stayed close to ensure his safety. She knew that overcoming fear wouldn't happen in a single day. But this was a significant step forward. Lucky not only learned to face his fear but also deepened his trust in Anna. For Anna. This moment wasn't just a small victory but a cherished memory between her and Lucky. A testament to the power of love and patience. That afternoon. Golden sunlight stretched across the path leading to the lake. As usual. Anna and Lucky were out for a walk. The fresh air and gentle breeze created an unusual sense of tranquility. Lucky. Now far more confident. Darted around Anna. Occasionally looking back at her with eyes full of excitement. Anna smiled. Her heart swelling with joy as she watched Lucky gradually overcome his traumatic past. However. The peace was abruptly shattered by a piercing scream coming from the lake. Anna turned quickly and saw a woman struggling in the water. The current was stronger than usual. Pulling the woman away from the shore. Anna immediately ran to the water's edge. She bent down. Reaching out to try and pull the woman up. But the force of the water was too strong. Making her efforts futile. The woman was panicking. Her arms flailing helplessly. Hold on. I'll find a way to help you. Anna shouted. But worry filled her heart. She looked around desperately for something to assist her. But time was not on their side. The woman was being swept further away. her cries for help growing fainter. Just then, something extraordinary happened. Lucky, the little dog who had once frozen in fear at the sight of water, suddenly leaped into the lake without hesitation. Anna gasped, her mouth falling open in shock at Lucky's brave action. The small dog, with his strong legs and compact body, cut through the water, heading straight for the struggling woman. Lucky, be careful, Anna called out. But Lucky didn't look back. His focus was on the mission at hand. His eyes filled with determination. The strong current buffeted Lucky, but he kept moving forward, swimming skillfully. The days of practicing in shallow water had now turned into a life-saving skill. When he reached the woman, Lucky clamped his teeth onto the edge of her jacket. The woman, sensing unexpected help, tried to steady herself to avoid pulling them both under. Anna knelt at the water's edge, clutching a long branch she had just found. She kept calling out, "Come on, Lucky. You can do it." Lucky used all his strength to pull the woman toward the shore, defying the powerful current. His determined paddling brought tears to Anna's eyes. This small dog, once trembling with fear of water, was now exhibiting unimaginable bravery. When Lucky finally brought the woman close enough to the shore, Anna reached out and grabbed the woman's arm, pulling hard. Lucky didn't let go, holding tightly onto the jacket until both of them were safely on land. The woman coughed up water, breathing heavily but clearly out of danger. Lucky, exhausted, collapsed onto the grass, his eyes still fixed on the woman as if ensuring she was okay. Anna sat beside Lucky, hugging him tightly. "You were amazing, Lucky. I'm so proud of you." Her words were filled with emotion, her voice trembling. The woman, after catching her breath, looked at Lucky with deep gratitude. "Your dog is so brave. Without him, I don't know what would have happened to me." Anna just smiled, stroking Lucky, knowing that what he had done could never be adequately expressed in words. Once everything had calmed down, Anna brought the woman back to her house to rest and check for injuries. As for Lucky, though clearly exhausted, he followed closely behind, never leaving Anna's side. His courageous act had shown that it's not size or strength but love and determination that create extraordinary deeds. That evening, Anna placed Lucky on his small bed, wrapped him in a warm blanket, and sat beside him, recounting the day's events. Lucky seemed to understand every word, resting his head on her hand and wagging his tail slightly. To Anna, Lucky was more than just a dog, he was a remarkable companion, always ready to sacrifice for others. For Lucky, his life-saving act was not just about helping someone else, it was a testament to his growth and newfound strength. News of Anna and Lucky's brave actions spread quickly throughout the town. People couldn't stop praising Lucky's courage, a small dog who once froze in fear of water but now had overcome all his fears to save a life. Whenever Anna and Lucky walked along their familiar path, people would stop to greet them, thank them, and pet Lucky. Some even brought treats or toys as gifts for the brave little dog. Lucky was no longer just an ordinary dog, he had become a symbol of courage and sacrifice in the eyes of the townspeople. Anna was deeply moved by the transformation in Lucky. She looked back on the days when Lucky was timid, trembling at everything around him, especially water. Now, Lucky had become not only a loyal companion but also a strong and fearless soul. Every time she saw Lucky confidently running along the lakeshore, a place that had once been a symbol of fear for him, Anna felt a swell of pride and gratitude for the journey they had shared. One peaceful afternoon, Anna decided to take Lucky to the lake to enjoy the sunset. It was a calm evening, with soft golden sunlight draping over the still water. Gentle ripples created soothing sounds that blended with the chirping of birds in the trees. Lucky, now full of confidence, darted around Anna, his tail wagging enthusiastically, his eyes filled with joy and freedom. Anna couldn't help but smile, feeling a deep sense of contentment. When they sat down by the lakeshore, Lucky lay obediently beside Anna. He rested his head on her lap, his eyes half closed as if savoring every moment of peace beside the person he trusted most. Anna gently stroked his head, feeling the soft fur beneath her hand. Her gaze drifted across the lake, where the last rays of the day reflected in shimmering patterns. She whispered softly, her voice filled with gratitude. "Thank you for saving me, Lucky. You're truly the luckiest thing that's ever happened to me." Lucky wagged his tail slightly, as if he understood every word Anna said. From the moment Anna rescued him, his life had completely changed. He had not only found a warm home but also a true friend who had helped him overcome his fears and given him a new life full of meaning. To Lucky, Anna wasn't just an owner, she was someone who had given him unconditional love and trust. As time passed, the lake was no longer a place of fear but a source of beautiful memories for both Anna and Lucky. They often walked there, admired the scenery, or simply sat together to enjoy the tranquility. The exhausting days of teaching were now lighter for Anna because Lucky was always by her side, bringing endless joy and motivation. The small town continued to share the story of Anna and Lucky. Whenever people met, they talked about the little dog who had overcome his fears to save someone. The story became an inspiration, especially for the children in the town. They often came to see Lucky, petting him and saying they wanted to be brave like him. This made Anna feel that her actions had not only changed Lucky's life but also spread valuable lessons to everyone around. As the afternoon wore on, the sunset shifted from golden to orange, then red, and finally a soft purple. Anna and Lucky stayed by the lakeshore, silently enjoying the moment but understanding each other deeply. Moments like these reminded Anna that life wasn't always easy, but courage and love could create miracles. She leaned down, kissed Lucky gently on the head, and whispered, "We've been through so much together. You've taught me so much, Lucky. I'm truly grateful to have you in my life." Lucky lifted his head, his bright eyes looking at Anna as if to say he felt the same. The sunset faded, and darkness began to settle. But their hearts were full of light. From a timid little dog, Lucky had become a symbol of bravery and deep friendship. Anna, once an ordinary teacher, had found an extraordinary companion who brought her immeasurable joy and trust. Anna and Lucky's story ended where it all began, by the lake. But this time, the lake was no longer a place of fear or sad memories. Instead, it symbolized transformation, love, and courage. In that serene sunset, Anna and Lucky proved that with trust and patience, we can overcome any obstacle and find true happiness.